Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new review. In my, I think, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh review, I reviewed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. So if you guys haven't seen that review, I definitely suggest you check that review out. Um, but this isn't the remake, this is actually a prequel to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Even though it was released in 2006, which is after the 2003 remake was released. Um, the events that happen take place before the 2003 remake, so it makes sense to watch the prequel and then the remake, um, even though the prequel was released after the remake. But yeah, my thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2006, I will reveal at the end. But let's get into the plot after I give a little background info. It's the sixth installment in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and for me, it's one of the goriest. It stars Jordana Brewster, Diara Baird, Taylor Hanley, Matt Bomer, and Arlie M. Ermey. Rest in peace. Um, then, yeah, let's get started. In 1939, and I don't know if this video will have to be age restricted yet. It might have to, might have to not be. We'll see at the end if anything came up, because you never know. But if you want a few non-age restricted videos, then I suggest you check out Zombies. I think The Sand isn't age restricted. It might be, actually. The Banana Splits movie and Leatherface. I don't think those are age restricted. In 1939, a woman dies while giving birth in a slaughterhouse in Texas, and the supervisor abandons the baby in a dumpster. When young Luda Mae Hewitt finds the child, she takes him back to the Hewitt residence, names him Thomas, and raises him as her own. 30 years later, in 1969, 4 years before the events of the first film, Thomas works in the slaughterhouse, under the same supervisor who left him in the dumpster. When the plant is shut down by the health department, he refuses to leave until the supervisor makes him. Thomas gets angry and kills the supervisor with a hammer and finds a chainsaw, which he takes with him. When Sheriff Hoyt attempts to arrest him, Luda Mae's son, Charlie Hewitt, kills Hoyt and assumes his identity. Sheriff Hoyt, you may know from the wait, no wait, sorry. You may know from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Um, Meanwhile, brothers Eric and Dean are driving across the country with their girlfriends, Chrissy and Bailey, to enlist in the Vietnam War. And basically, one of the sheriffs, I don't know, this scene was in Wikipedia, but one of the sheriffs um, what's it called, arrest Leatherface because of his crime of murdering the slaughterhouse owner, but Leatherface is actually the other sheriff's nephew. So, I mean, he's not a real sheriff. He poses as one. But the other sheriff is Sheriff. Let me see. Let me look that up. I don't remember the name of the sheriff in the. Sorry. Hold on. Just a second. Sheriff Winston Hoyt. Oh wait, it is Sheriff Winston Hoyt. Oh, I see. I see what happened. Um, so Sheriff Hoyt is actually taking place. He's like pretending to be Sheriff Hoyt, if that makes sense. Because there was an original Sheriff Hoyt, and then the other sheriff pretends to be Sheriff Hoyt as well. So he shoots him. He shoots him and kills him. And you may know Sheriff Winston Hoyt. Sorry if this is a bit confusing. I was just confused there. I was trying to clear some things up. So the real Sheriff Winston Hoyt is shot in the head with a shotgun. Um, uh, so he shoots him in the head or something after he pulls a gun on him on Leatherface. Okay, sorry. I know this is really confusing. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I think we'll get back on track now. Meanwhile, brothers Eric and Dean are driving. Okay, I already said that. At a dining room, they run into a biker gang, one of whom follows them on her motorcycle. She draws a shotgun and orders the group to pull over. In the ensuing chaos, the car crashes and Chrissy is thrown into a field. When Hoyt arrives, he kills the biker and makes him put her body in his car. He then calls for Uncle Monty to tow the Jeep, which Chrissy is hiding in. Hoyt drives the group to the Hewitt house, where he has Thomas butcher the biker's body. Chrissy returns to the highway and flags down Holden, the biker's boyfriend, and they return to the house together. Hoyt tortures Dean after finding out he was going to forego the Vietnam War draft. When Hoyt leaves, Eric breaks free from his restraints and gets Dean to safety before sneaking into the house to free Bailey. Bailey escapes in Monty's truck, but Thomas stabs her with a meat hook and drags her back to the house. Dean gets caught in a bear trap, and Hoyt knocks Eric unconscious. Um, Holden and Chrissy part ways to search for their friends. While Chrissy finds Dean, Holden takes Hoyt hostage. Thomas traps Eric to one table and slices off the nerves in both of his arms. Ooh. Hoyt calls out to Thomas for help, and Thomas kills Holden with the chainsaw, very brutally chainsawing him in half. Chrissy finds Eric in the basement but is unable to free him and hides when Thomas returns. Thomas kills Eric with the chainsaw, moving it up his chest and chainsawing him through the chest. Then skins his face and wears it as a mask. Nasty stuff. This is way worse than the unrated version. No, I want to get the unrated version. I'm still waiting for them to put it on Prime Video of this movie, but until then, I guess I'm stuck with the R-rated version. But I really want to see the unrated version because the unrated version has way more gore and it's extended too. And I like extended movies rather than the original, less extended or like less runtime. Chrissy is about to flee when she hears Bailey scream and decides to save her. She finds her upstairs, but Hoyt catches her and brings her downstairs for dinner, along with Bailey and an unconscious Dean. Leatherface slits Bailey's throat and tries to take Chrissy to the basement, but she stabs him in the back with a screwdriver and jumps out of a window. Dean regains consciousness and savagely beats Hoyt before heading off to find Chrissy. Chrissy enters the slaughterhouse, grabs a knife, and cuts Leatherface's face, but he overpowers her. Dean intervenes, but Leatherface kills him with a chainsaw through the back. Chrissy escapes from the slaughterhouse's supervisor. In the slaughterhouse supervisor's car and drives off. She sees a state trooper with a pulled over pedestrian, but as she pulls over, Leatherface appears in the backseat and impales her with the chainsaw, causing the car to lose control and kill both the trooper and pedestrian. A triumphant Leatherface walks along the road back towards the Hewitt house. And that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, 2006. And, I was honestly disappointed with this one. When it comes to the remake, I like the remake a lot more. This one wasn't bad either, but I'd say it was just okay. I'd give it like maybe a 3 out of 5 or 2.5 out of 5. It wasn't great. It was kind of not way less good than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, but it was also way gorier, which can show you that just because a movie is gorier doesn't mean it's better. Like the story, sure it was gorier, way gorier than the 2003 remake, but it was also, the story wasn't as good. I felt the story was better in the 2003 remake. Yeah, twist ending, because it pisses me off when characters are so close to escaping, only for them to get killed mere seconds away from freedom. Like if she literally saw the cops, and if Leatherface hadn't been in the backseat of the car, she should have checked the backseat of the car, and then she probably would have lived. But it was tragic, and you might have seen Jordana Brewster in Hard Eyes, which I might review at some point. I probably will, but I have a lot of movies to get through, probably like thousands. Because that's how many I've watched. So it'll probably take a while. And you may know Sheriff Winston Hoyt, character from both the theatrical and the unrated version of Halloween 2007, where he played a really rough character in Rob Zombie's Halloween, Niall Cluggs. Or was it Kendall Jackson? I don't know. I can't tell those cousins apart. But yeah, that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, which I'd give like a 2.5 out of 5, at most a 3 out of 5. It wasn't great, but it was alright. It was alright. The 2003 remake was way better. But if you're looking for a decent movie, or if you have like some spare time, I suggest checking this one out. But I suggest watching this one before the remake, so then it makes more sense, because I watched the 2003 remake before the 2006 prequel. I mean, you can watch them in either order, but I would suggest watching the prequel first, because then it might make a little bit more sense. But you can watch them whatever order you want. I won't stop you. Whatever you want to do, it's fine with me. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna make one more review today, and um, then I think I might be done for the day. But I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Right, I'll see you guys next time for. I'm excited for the series. I Spit on Your Grave. The I Spit on Your Grave series. I'm gonna start with the first one. I'm gonna go in order. Same with the Saw series, and I'm gonna be reviewing I Spit on Your Grave 1978. All right, I'll see you guys for that one. Bye.